Well, moving forward as we can, I guess. I mean, it's certainly not the first curveball that's been thrown the boys' way. It is a large one because we now find ourselves, it seems like, we're gradually starting to realize and understand that we are losing all vestiges of hope that we've relied on for, at least in season 4. You know, I mean, obviously in season 4, since season 1, I mean, the pilot, Dean had himself and not Sam. And then Dean and Sam re-teamed back up and kind of had Dad sending a note here and there. And then met Bobby and Rufus and Joe and Alan and many other hunters along the way and had a lot of help. And now gradually, I think it's dawning on Sam and Dean, like, hey, we're kind of losing a lot of our lifelines. And obviously Sam feels vulnerable because once again he's got something going on in his head and he can't figure out what's real and what's not and what he's going to do about it. And so I guess we're committed to moving forward, we being Sam and Dean, but just not sure how we're going to do it yet.
And Jensen, for you, I mean, we know that Dean's going to be on trial soon. So what do you think is the one person or the one issue that he feels the guiltiest about that's going to be the hardest for him to get through?
He's got a laundry list of things he's guilty, but he feels guilty about, which I think is what, plays into the whole storyline and why he feels the way he does. I mean, there's the responsibility of his brother and having to watch over him and feeling like he let him down all the time. There's now the whole Cass issue. He didn't get to him in time. He wasn't able to help him out and to save him. It dates back all the way to his father. So I think that there's a mound of guilt that has built itself up on Dean's shoulders that he constantly carries around with him, and it is difficult, and so we're going to exploit that basically.
I think we find out also with Dean going on trial, the reason he's going on trial is because of guilt, and he's like, well, why, Sam, you've done enough, like you Demon Blood and Lilith, and you opened the dam. But Sam is kind of, with the troubles that Sam's now going through with the hell wall falling down, I think Sam understands he's served his time. He's done his bit. He tried to do the right thing over and over again, and he's like, you know what, I made a few mistakes, but as far as the teeter-totter goes, I think I've done more good than bad. The scales of justice, I think, are still tipped in my favor. And so it's now my job. It's kind of another flip where Dean's always been taking care of Sam, and now Sam's kind of having to say to Dean, like, listen, man, you're doing your best. You're doing great. At Castiel, we can't worry about him because, he was weird. So don't mind him.
That stuff is internal, and as opposed to, you guys fighting monsters and fighting demons. And can you talk a little bit about the challenges of playing that and making sure that comes across, those struggles?
Well, I think that's been, for better or worse, I think that's what we've both kind of, Jensen and Jared, have kind of relied on to make this story work. Because it's not, the great thing about Supernatural is that it's in this mythological world of science fiction and demons and demon blood and angels and this and that, and I was in hell and I'm alive and you were dead and now you're alive and what are we doing? But I think it's on this plate of very real human emotions and caring for family. I mean, we both have a brother and a sister and a mother and a father and know what it's like to care for somebody, and we've become such good friends over the years that it's very easy to understand what it means to care about somebody and their well-being, especially to put yourself on the line for somebody else to make sure they're okay. And so now we're able to, with that, we don't lose that. I mean, when season 1 started out, the boys obviously just clashed heads. I don't think you're right. Once we find Dad, I'm back home, I'm in law school. Well, you don't get it yet. And now we finally have, I think Jared and Jensen have understood now with Sam and Dean, like, hey, we're going to have to take care of each other first, and these monsters and demons things can come and go, as they do. But it's more important that we deal with the emotional issues.
I mean, it's always been a story about two brothers, and it's, whatever kind of craziness comes their way, I think that the story always hinges on the relationships of these two guys and what they deal with, what they go through, and